OSI model. OSI stands for the Open System Interconnections, is a reference model that describes how information from a software application in one computer moves through a physical medium to the software application in another computer. OSI consists of a 7 layer, and each layer performs a particular network functions. OSI model was developed by the International Organization for Standardizations in 1984, and it is now considered as an architectural model for the intercomputer communications. OSI model divides the whole task into 7 smaller and manageable tasks. Each layer is assigned a particular task. Each layer is self-contained so that the task assigned to each layer can be performed independently. Characteristics of the OSI model. The OSI model is divided into 2 layers, upper layer and lower layers. The upper layer of OSI model mainly deal with the application-related issues, and they are implemented only in the software. The application layer is closest to the end user. Both end user and application layer are interact with the software applications. An upper layer refers to the layer just above another layer. The lower layer. The lower layer of OSI model deals with the data transport issues. The data link layer and the physical layer are implemented in hardware and software. The physical layer is the lowest layer of OSI model and is closest to the physical medium. The physical layer is mainly responsible for placing the information on the physical medium. Functions of the OSI layers. There are the 7 OSI layers. Each layer has different functions. First layer is physical layer. Second layer is data link layer. Third layer is network layer. Fourth layer is transport layer. Fifth layer is session layer. Sixth layer is presentation layer. And seventh layer is application layer. Physical layer. Physical layer provides a physical medium through which bits are transmitted. Data link layer. Data link layer is used for error-free transfer of data frames. Network layer. Network layer is responsible for moving the packets from source to the destination. Transport layer. Transport layer provides reliable message delivery from process to process. Session layer. Session layer is used to establish, manage, and terminate the sessions. Presentation layer. Presentation layer is responsible for translation, compression, and encryption. Application layer. This layer provides the services to the user. Physical layer. The physical layer is responsible for the physical cable or wireless connection between network nodes. It defines the connector, the electrical cable, or a wireless technology connecting the devices, and is responsible for transmission of the raw data, which is simply a series of zeros and ones while taking care of bitrate control. Data link layer. The data link layer establishes and terminates a connection between 2 physically connected nodes on a network. It breaks up packets into frames and sends them from a source to destination. This layer is composed of 2 parts. First part is logical link control, which identifies network protocols, performs error checking, and synchronized frames. And second part is media access control, which used MAC address to connect device and define permissions to transmit and receive the data. Network layer. The network layer has 2 main functions. One is breaking up segments into network packets and reassembling the packets on the receiving end. The other is routing packets by discovering the best path across a physical network. The network layer uses network address, typically a internet protocol addresses, to route packets to a destination node. Transport layer. The transport layer takes data transferred in the session layer and breaks it into segments on the transmitting end. It is responsible for reassembling the segments on the receiving end and turning it back into the data that can be used by the session layer. The transport layer carry out flow control, sending data at the rate that matches the connection speed of the receiving device, and error control, checking if the data was received incorrectly and if not, requesting it again. Session layer. The session layer creates a communication channels called sessions between devices. It is responsible for opening session, ensuring they remain open and functional while data is being transferred, and close them when communication ends. The session layer can also set the checkpoints during a data transfer. If the session is interrupted, device can resume the data transfer from the last checkpoints. Presentation layer. The presentation layer prepares data for the application layer. It defines how the device should encode, encrypt, and compress data so it is received correctly on the other end. The presentation layers takes any data transmitted by the application layer and prepare it for transmission over the session layer. Application layer. The application layer is used by end user software such as web browsers and email clients. It provides protocol that allows software to send and receive information and present meaningful data to users. A few examples of application layer protocols are the hypertext transfer protocol, file transfer protocol, post office protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, and domain name system.